Hello everyone, I just thought I'd pop in here today. I haven't done a video this week, so I just wanted to pop in. And I really wanted to talk about diet. I am sure that a lot of you have heard me say that diet is the foundation of any plan. And I really liken it to a house. If you don't have a solid foundation, that house will fall down. So I really wanted to come in here and say that diet does matter, and it matters more than you know. I know most of you are probably wanting to get out of that cyclone, as I like to call it, or off that roller coaster, but you're just not sure who to trust or where to turn or who to listen to. And I wanted to make this video today to share some information with you to maybe help make this journey simpler for you. As you know, some of you know, not everyone, I also have a son who has ADHD and anxiety, and what I wanted to tell you today is what worked for us, what has worked for so many of my clients. I'm not, some of you might be on medication and you might be sick of being on that medication. I see a lot of posts in here about the side effects that you're experiencing from that medication. I get it. I've been there. My son, when we started our journey, was on medication. There was a time where I ignored that wise voice within me, the one that was telling me to go down a natural path. Instead, I listened to that other voice, the one telling me that path was too hard, telling me not to even bother trying, that it would be like all the things that didn't work in the past, because there were many things that didn't work in the past. Even worse, I listened to the advice of those who doubted what I was doing, and I trusted their judgment over my own. I was tired. I was exhausted. I thought I would not have the energy or the resources to make this work for my family. I know exactly where you guys are coming from. I know what you have probably tried already. I did all of that too. I know the feeling of having to function on a few hours of sleep, to be bombarded by continuous tantrums, to face those constant issues at school. I have also felt the pain of the challenges it brings to your relationships. It all happened to me. It is exhausting. And when you're in that state of exhaustion, all you want to do is let your child eat what every other child eats and just take what seems to be an easy path, to give them the candy, that donut, the soda, the things they want to eat. Trust me when I tell you, now you are actually making the journey more difficult by just giving in for the short-term piece. I made that mistake. I made it for such a long time. I dealt with the consequences, and we all know it is for a short term and a momentary calm before the storm, because food does affect their behavior. What I finally realized there was never going to be the right time. There was never going to be a time where I felt refreshed, where I felt ready, or I had enough energy. I knew there was no better time than right now. I needed to get out of this cyclone that I was in. And when you are ready, when you are on a mission to help your child and are ready to ditch the damaging effects of poor diet choices, I'm here to tell you, the sooner you make the decision, the easier it will be, and the easier it will get. Don't get me wrong, dietary changes are hard. They take time, they take effort, but you really just have to remember that Rome wasn't built in a day, and every step forward you take will have a positive impact on your child, on your family. I know you have probably spent hours on the internet, just as I once did and still do every day, and probably just want a simple answer to why diet is so important. So I really wanted to give you some facts here today. I wanted to give you some studies to really show why diet matters. So here goes. So a study in 2011 concluded that 64% of children diagnosed with ADHD are actually experiencing a hypersensitivity to food. It's Just so surprising, 64%. In 2001, 56% of ADHD kids tested positive for food allergies versus only 6 to 8% of kids in the general population. In 2012, a study was done to show the connection between food intolerances and depression, and this also very much applies to anxiety as well. The study concluded that the patient's symptoms of depression considerably improved while on an elimination diet. You know, the research is clear. Diet does matter. And I want to quickly and simply explain how changes in the diet impact children, you know, with ADHD and anxiety. Diet has to be, as I mentioned earlier, the foundation of any plan, even a traditional medical plan or a holistic plan. You really want to encourage your child to eat whole, nutritious, fresh fruits and veggies, grass-fed animal proteins such as meat, poultry, seafood, eggs, and also plenty of healthy fats such as avocado, coconut, olive oils. You also want to be avoiding artificial flavors, colors, preservatives, and MSG. Now, for kids with ADHD and anxiety, there are also 3 main inflammatory foods that I recommend removing from your child's diet to start addressing the root causes of what's actually causing their symptoms. What is causing the inflammation in their body? And these are gluten, soy, and dairy. This should always form the basis of any plan. Now, no one amongst us is actually utterly immune from inflammation. Even those children who do not have the additional challenges of ADHD and anxiety, I always recommend to walk back in time, walk back to that natural lifestyle and living. Most children should not be exposed to some of these damaging food products available on the market today. I know they seem easy, but really at the end of the day, they are causing inflammation in all of our body. I wanted to talk specifically about gluten, dairy, and soy quickly. I wanted to explain to you why it's so important. You know, gluten has particles that can break through into the bloodstream where they just don't belong, and they can cause an immune response. It's highly inflammatory, and it triggers increased gut breakdown, or permeability as we call it in everyone. It stimulates the production of a protein called zonulin, which increases gut breakdown and blood-brain barrier breakdown as well. Dairy can be extremely difficult to digest. This leads to poor protein digestion, bloating, cramping, and gas. And dairy is actually the second most inflammatory food over gluten. And over 50% of people who have a gluten sensitivity also react to dairy. And it's really interesting, but actually 3 out of 4 people actually have an unknown dairy intolerance. Now, soy has a phytogestrogenetic effects. I know that sounds all wordy, but it can actually create hormone issues and hormone imbalances in the body. And I could talk for hours about why it is important to remove these from the diet, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm not going to bore you. But what I want to give you is just one more interesting fact. Individuals who have gut inflammation, which is commonly referred to leaky gut, and again, that's a topic for another day, which is a large percentage of our kids with, you know, ADHD and anxiety. The enzymes in their gut are not fully breaking down casein and gluten. And this happens to compounds found in gluten called casomorphins. And I did another video on this in the past, and you know, you should really look it up if you haven't in the video section. But these protein structures are similar to that of morphine. These compounds, because of the leaky gut, get absorbed into the bloodstream and cross the blood-brain barrier and bind to opiate receptors in the brain, as well as the GI tract. Then they create this opiate-like effect. Thank you, Lisa, for saying that. This is exactly what would happen to my son. He would have epic meltdowns where he would be like an alien from another planet. And I'm sorry to my son if he's watching this later. It was as if he couldn't control himself or anything that he did. And when it happened, it seemed like it was just out of nowhere. It came out of nowhere. Now, if you think about people who are addicted to morphine, they have similar episodes. They also are sometimes unable to handle challenging situations, transitions, sitting still. But then at other times, they are perfectly capable of handling these challenging situations or following through with multiple tasks. And so you can see how it makes total sense. You know, I want to be clear here. This is not a diet. This is a lifestyle choice. And once you have seen the significant results of a healing diet, you will not want to turn back. It won't seem so hard. You can reclaim control of your life and really start to see the best in your child and step out of that cyclone or step off that roller coaster. And I just want to say this. You are never going to regret giving your child non-processed food that is grown without intervention. You're never going to regret not wasting your money on another off-the-shelf supplement that really doesn't target your child's individual needs, because I can't tell you how much I wasted on trying to just get every supplement that I could that I thought was going to work. You are going to welcome the reduction in symptoms and the calm that you deserve. And so I really wanted to come on here today to share that knowledge with you, but also let you know that if you're really interested in learning more, I would love to jump on a telephone call with you. You know, in the call, I can talk about how I can help your family build a plan to suit your family's individual needs, how I can help you go forward with this lifestyle change. The call lasts for about 45 minutes, and it will give you the opportunity, or give me the opportunity, to learn a little bit more about your child and your family and what your needs are. But the good thing about it is the call's absolutely free. I am passionate about what I do and also put my clients first. And this is my first opportunity to prove to you that that's what I do, and this is what I love to do, and this is what I know best. I'm going to place a link in the comments of this video for if you're watching later. Feel free to schedule a call. I really hope that this video has been helpful, and I hope that you're really ready to jump in with 2 feet and start your journey, because the sooner you do it, the sooner you're going to see the changes that you need in your life right now. Everyone have a great day. I'll see you soon.